Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in this week. On this week's vlog, I want to talk about a question that as a photographer I get asked a lot. And that question is, what is my number one goal every time that I go out to take photos? And the number one answer to that question is by far, to be happy. It makes me happy. Just me and my camera, and I'm kind of an introvert anyway. But just to be out, before the world wakes up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, just me and my camera, like I said, in front of a beautiful scene, focused on getting a great photo. That's what makes me happy. Now, of course, there are other things that make me happy in life. My family obviously makes me happy, but they aren't getting up with me at 5 o'clock in the morning. Manchester United used to make me happy. Haven't made me happy in about 5 or 6 years now. Star Wars makes me happy. Harry Potter makes me happy. But we're here to talk about photography. So the number one answer to that question of what is your goal is it makes me happy. And that's why I do it. And this is my job. So of course I want to be happy doing my job. Everybody wants to be happy doing their job. Unfortunately, a lot of people aren't happy doing their jobs. I know I was a restaurant manager for 33 years and I was happy for a lot of those years. But as I got older, I was definitely not happy with it. Being a photographer makes me happy. It's my passion. So yeah, that's my number one goal every single time I go out to take pictures, is just to be happy. Now, if you ask me what my objective is every time I go out to take photos, that's a totally different answer. My objective every single time that I pick up my camera, leave the house to go take photos, is I'm trying to produce a world-class portfolio level image. Okay, so what does that exactly mean, a portfolio image? Honestly, I have no idea. It probably means something different to everybody. So go ahead and leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think a portfolio image is to you. So to me, a portfolio image is something that A, makes me happy. B, is a beautiful scene that is, I don't want to say technically perfect, but technically well done. And third, since a portion of my income is derived from selling my prints to people, I guess that to me is the most important part, is if people feel that my photos, my art, my work is good enough to display in their homes or their office, to me that's a portfolio level image. Now, do I actually produce a world-class portfolio level image every single time that I go out to take photos? The answer is definitely not. But I'm trying. Every single time that I'm out there, I'm trying to hit that home run. I'm trying to produce that world-class image. Let me give you a baseball analogy. Back in 1941, Ted Williams played for the Boston Red Sox. He was the last player to hit over 400 for an entire season. Now that means every 10 times that he came up to bat, he was getting 4 hits. But he certainly wasn't hitting a home run every single time he was up at bat. Okay, so I know that didn't make any sense to my viewers over in the UK, so let me give you an example you can understand. My favorite player is Wayne Rooney. My favorite team is Manchester United. Wayne Rooney was the all-time leading goal scorer for Manchester United. He scored 253 goals, but he also played in 559 games for them. That means he was only scoring a goal in 45% of the games. I just lost all of my Liverpool viewers by giving that example. I should try to salvage this one. Alright, congratulations Liverpool fans. You had the greatest season ever in the history of the Premier League. You definitely deserve it. Enjoy it while it lasts, because next year, it's our year. Alright, so my point is, no one's hitting a home run every single time they come up to bat. No one's scoring a goal every single time they set foot on the football pitch. And I don't have a cricket analogy because I'm still trying to figure that one out. And I'm certainly not producing a world-class image every single time that I go out to take photos. I want to, and I'm trying to, but that's not my expectation. I don't expect perfection every single time that I go out to take photos. And that kind of brings me back around to my original goal of why I take photos, because it makes me happy. And the more I can keep that frustration level down by not expecting perfection or that world-class image every single time, that just helps me achieve my goal of being happy at what I do. So I'm going to put a couple pictures up on the screen now for you to look at. A couple of these, I think I actually hit them out of the park. I wouldn't actually call them world-class because I just would never say that about my own photos. But I'm also going to put up a couple pictures where I kind of missed the mark a little bit, and I'll tell you why when I get to those. Alright, so this first photo I'm going to put up on the screen was taken last summer on my trip to Edinburgh, Scotland. The cool thing about this photo is this was my third trip to the same location I went 3 consecutive days because the first 2 days I just had a boring sky, no clouds in the sky at all. But on this third day, I had these really moody clouds. They weren't storm clouds, but they were just kind of dark and moody, just kind of hanging above the castle there. And also had some good light hitting the buildings on both sides of the photo. So again, I'm not saying this is a world-class photo. There are so many really good photos taken from this same location, but there's just not much wrong with this photo. It just came out really well, and I'm proud of it, and it's one that I do include in my portfolio. Alright, so this next photo I took last summer on that same trip to Edinburgh, and I love this photo. I actually have this printed and framed and hanging on my living room wall here. The sun had just set about 5 minutes before I took this photo. The city lights were coming on, just everything's perfect in it. And yet there's one thing in this photo that to me kind of makes it a fail. It doesn't make it a fail, but it's not, I guess, considered world-class or a portfolio type photo. Is that if you looked at the very top of that clock tower, I was so focused on getting everything else right in the photo, the composition, the shutter speed, everything, that I cut the very top of that clock tower off. And I don't know if anybody else sees it or if they see it after I pointed it out, but it's like glaring to me that I missed that. So I don't know if you call it a fail, but it definitely keeps it from being a portfolio type image. Alright, so this next photo I'm going to put up on the screen is a favorite of mine. It was taken last year, I think, during one of our tropical storms or hurricanes that came through here in Florida. I don't think there's a whole lot not to like about this photo. It's in focus where it needs to be and not necessarily in focus where it doesn't need to be. You got the fishermen out there on the pier during the middle of this tropical storm. You got the perfectly timed wave and the dark moody clouds. Again, this is one of my favorites. I would include this into my portfolio. Now, am I going to sell a lot of these photos? Probably not. I'm very drawn to the dark moody photos and art in general, but I'm not sure a lot of people are. I may offer this as a print to sell, but I'm not sure I'm going to actually sell quite a bit of them. But I do love this photo. Alright, so this next photo I'm putting up on the screen for you, I actually just took yesterday. It was a gorgeous sunrise down here at our local lighthouse. Look at that sky. You got the pinks and the blues and the purples. If you look down towards the base of the lighthouse, you got the sky just on fire because the sun was just getting ready to rise. The silhouetted lighthouse looks cool, and the palm trees silhouetted looks amazing. But something about this photo is just bugging me. And if you look at the bottom right hand corner of the photo, it just has a bunch of negative space. I just missed the composition on it. And I know I can fix that with a crop, and I'm probably going to, but for right now it's just got it in my head that I had a chance to take a portfolio level image and I totally missed the composition on it just because I was focusing on other things. So but I'm going to fix it. I think this will end up being okay, but for right now I just got it in my head that it's not as good as it could have been. Alright guys, so thank you so much for tuning in to my vlog this week. I hope you got a little bit of value out of listening to my goals, my objectives, and my expectations surrounding my photography. Leave me some comments and let me know if you have similar goals and what you do to keep yourself from getting frustrated with your work, your photography. Also, if you're new to my channel and you liked what you saw today, thank you for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button, maybe even hit the bell notification, that way you don't miss any videos from me. I try to release a video every Monday morning around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. And yeah, I appreciate you tuning in. And everybody have a great week. Stay safe. Wear your mask if you need to. We still need to here in Florida. We're still struggling with this whole virus thing. Protect each other, and we'll see you next week, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you. Bye-bye.